Hey everyone, Imran back again. Web Squadron. It's Wednesday, 8th of June 2022. It's been a busy morning. Recorded 2 videos. One of them was about 1 hour 20. Edited, it's only 40 minutes. So nearly half of it was just gunk and junk. And it's where I've created a example hero banner using one section and one column. And I think it's if you start to understand and appreciate custom whips and things like that, it helps you in your transition towards Flexbox containers, I think anyway. But it's just me showing how you can get loads of stuff in, and it's all the logo, the navigation menu, the headline, the subheadline, 3 separate text boxes, 3 separate images, animations, scrolling effects, everything in one section and one column. So you don't need to have multiple columns. Nothing wrong with multiple columns, but it's very easy for people to have done what I've done, where they would have had maybe 2 columns and they would have had an inner section as well. And I'm kind of saying you don't need that. You don't need any of that. You can just, with a bit of ingenious thinking with custom whips, get the look you want without overdoing it with too much code bloat. Code bloat. I was about to say code blurt. Code blurt. Code. Yeah. So, win. I think I was quite happy with that. Just got to check our channel is working okay. Yeah, it is. So I did a review on Jordi Anderson, who created the Elementor plugin. Hey, Jimmy. I was talking to him and he mentioned how he's got this like gradient or highlighting tool, and I really liked it. And to be honest, I have done videos where you could use CSS to highlight text or gradient, but this little tool removes the need for you to do the code, which I think makes it less scary for some people. So I thought I've got to do a video on it, right? And it's free. You just go in, download the tool, and away you go. And I think I couldn't ignore it. I had to do a video on it. And he was kind enough to say, yeah, fine, go ahead with it. I mean, I would have done it anyway. Even if Jordi and this highlighting text tool plugin said no, I would still do a video on it because it's out there, public. So why can't I do it? I'm quite hungry today, but I'm just eating peanuts. Just waiting for one of the videos to finish rendering, and I might release it. What day is it? Wednesday. I'll release it on Friday. Because I think it's quite. I think it's a good way to show how you can do so much with one section and one column, especially when you're transitioning into Flexbox containers. You're hungry too, Jimmy. I mean, I've just got peanuts, right? You can't see it. I can't even see it. There you go. Peanuts. Not exactly stomach filling, is it? Hey, Chris Grin. With his Skeletor avatar. Is that Skeletor? It is Skeletor. What did you think of the Netflix series? Not the new one, but the one where they did, you know, the one where Kevin Smith did. I think they took a bit too many liberties, in my opinion, with the characters. It was meant to follow on from the old one, and it kind of did, but it also took a lot of liberties. So just waiting for the... Hey, George. So Jordi, who made that text highlight plugin that I released today, he's also working on quite a few other plugins. And I have to say, a lot of his plugins, they kind of remove the need for you to do a lot of CSS. He's even got some WooCommerce ones. However, he is still working on them, so what makes it in the final version or not, I don't know. but I'm hoping he releases some of them. I would say, Jimmy, that you give them our video channel. You give them our video channel because in our videos we have links to our website and social media and all of that. And I think if they really want to get an idea about us and what we do or who am I would say go through the YouTube video, because I often say that if you have a video of yourself somewhere, it can speak volumes, literally, than just words. Especially if the words are generated by AI, right? Ah, okay, yeah. Hey, Andrew, Pickstar, Inderpreet. Hope you're all okay. So I'm just going to show you some of the other plugins that Geordie, so that text highlight plugin that I released, that I kind of showed off today. He's got quite a few other plugins he's working on, so I've got kind of early sight of some of them, and I want to share some of them with you. Let me get to my pages. Let's go to a page. Right, so let me just shimmy over here a bit. Let's go to, which page should we go to? These are all test pages, and I sometimes forget what's on each page. Let's go to this one, new. I do forget what I have on these pages. That's weird. Where's the... Ah, yeah. Right, so this video I did today, I showed off this widget here, which was... Why is it not working? Let me do that again. So I showed off this widget, which was the highlight one, which I think was quite a good plugin. I really do. I think for what it does... vertical align, middle. What's going on here? Why is it not? Oh, duh. Minimum height. Let's make that be a VH 100. There we go. And let's just make boxed width of about 800. Right. So I think this, yeah, for highlighting, I think was really, really good in what it does. Especially the settings. I really like the settings on this. Let's just make this a really ridiculously big font for now. 20 REM, that was stupid. Let's go with about 30, right? But what I like about this is how you can modify the numbers and where the text starts. So 4 to 8, 20 to 23, and maybe go for 35 to 35, right? I really like what this can do. Hey, Dennis, how you doing? But what I really like is this function here, the gradient, right? So if I go over here, and I have a red colour, and then over here I pick a, let's go for purple, right? So I've got red and purple there. Whoops, there we go. If I go over here and I now start to mess around with the percentage values, you can start to, it's a bit fiddly, but you can start to mess around with like how the gradient works, right? And I just think that highlight text color is go for white. And let's just add in a little bit of a padding of about 2. Something like that. I think this is such a cool little feature, right? Do you know what I mean? And I think that you can easily do this in CSS. I've got videos on it. There's videos on gradient highlighting. You can do this. But if you're scared of doing... I mean, you can add a third color in as well, right? That's interesting. It doesn't work. There you go. It's a bit weird how it's doing it, isn't it? There you go. If you want to add in a third color or whatever like that. So with like, or you can just have a standard color. Just go with color like that. Just have a standard one color. Right? You don't have to have a gradient effect. Just go with one color. And what I really like is this here with the offsetting. So if I put in a 50 right, it starts to dissect the wording. Can you see that? It dissects it. So if I now put the color here to be black, for instance, you know, if you want to do something like that, however you want to do it, right? I think it works really well, right? I mean, look at the control you have over this. I can even make the line be a lot smaller in however you want to highlight it. But yeah, I mean, normally I would go with CSS. But I think the capability of doing this with just like that for you, I think it's really good. But here's the reason why I'm showing you this, Bo. Okay? There's a reason I'm showing you all this. If I go over here, right, they all fit within the swarm category. So Geordie is working on loads of plugins. This is easy sight you're getting on these, okay? Shall I just make my video a little bit bigger? Because I know you all miss me. Or not, even. Right, so if we go over to here, we have working hours. Now, I have not seen this, so we've got a working hour widget. Right, in fact, I'm just going to let's add another column in like that, just so you can see it better. So there's now like a widget for, look at this, for the working weeks, which I think is pretty cool, right? You can even stylize the day. So let's just, let's go to Thursday. Let's stylize it. Now, some of these aren't working, and that's the reason why he's not released this. So he said that some of these aren't working correctly yet. This is all early sight. Yeah, this is a plugin, but this is early sight. What I'm showing you is something that someone's working on, not me. And some of these aren't working right. However, when he starts to get this stuff all fixed, I think this is going to be really good. Because I think working hours, that is a good plugin. Let's get rid of that. He's got search form, which isn't that different, to be honest, to what you're used to. So I'm not sure about what the point of that one is. You got an off canvas here. Okay, so look at that. Look at that, straight out the bat. Straight out the bat. You hit the button and it brings through. So in box 1, I can now type in here what you're going to see. Sorry. I think the peanut went down the wrong hole. So look, you can start to add content in. Toggle button. So this is straight out the bat. This is straight out the bat. Okay? Like a button. I think that's... So look, some of these aren't working properly yet, but I think once he gets this fixed and all that, I think this is going to be really good. You know? I think this is going to be super, super good. Really, really good. Extra stuff. Like, look, you can have a sidebar. What's the sidebar do? Well, that's the sidebar. You got a saved section. So there's stuff that you could bring into it. So you know, like when like you click a button and it brings through a section. Ah, look at this. This could now... Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Come on. Let's see what this does. Services section. So what happens when I click this? Ooh. I mean, that looks really ugly because it's gone and cramped it up, right? It has currently cramped it up. I wonder if you can change the size of that. Ah, look. Yes, you can. Aha. So, right? And that's straight out the bat. Now, he gets this working right. I think this can be super, super good. So this is early sight I'm giving you of something he's working on. Advanced menu. Hold on, FAQ, what's that? Yeah, FAQ is just FAQ, you know. I'm not sure about how good that one is. FAQ, it's boring. Advanced menu. So we got advanced menu. What is special about the advanced menu? At the minute, I'm not seeing anything... I'm not seeing anything special. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Ooh, brackets. So you now get brackets. Look at that. The brackets. See that? I like that. Don't you think? When you see that, the brackets effect. What about this then? Right angle slides. Ooh, look at that. You know, so there's some possibilities here, I think. I think there's some possibilities. Sub-menu indicator, you know, sizing, toggle. So I think there's some potential. Well, Pixstar, I can tell you now, it probably will be free. I can tell you now, it probably will be. Because I was speaking to him about that. And I said to him, you really want to be making it free to get it out there. Otherwise, why would people want to use a brand new plugin like that? Dual buttons. Well, we know what dual buttons are, don't we? They're just dual buttons, really. So, not much to say about that. Multi-buttons. What do we think multi-buttons are? Multi-buttons. So this is just two, but oh, okay. It's just where you got multi-buttons. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure about the need to have that. Advanced tabs. Advanced tabs. Tab content. Again, I'm not seeing anything fancy in there. I have said to him, though, he's got to... No, Carapos. This is a new plugin that someone's working on. So I've got early sight of it. I have said to him he needs to explain, like, advanced tabs. It wasn't anything fancy going on there. It does have a cart image, though. So what if there's a cart? What is the reason for the cart? I'm not sure about that one. I'm really not sure about that one. Team members, well... Okay, I mean, yeah, you know, meh. Yeah, all right. Nah, it's nothing special there, right? Team members carousel. Again, you know, you could build this yourself using testimonials, to be honest. Advanced banner. Oh, okay. That's kind of good, isn't it? Look at that. You hover and the words appear. Let's just add in an image. Let's add in a... So, you know, there's a bit of movement going on there. And you got, oh, that's a rubbish image because you can't see it. Effect 2. What's Effect 2? Ah. Now, this is nice. Yes, Jimmy, I saw that on LinkedIn and I am intrigued to know more. I really want to know more about Elementor and Static. How does this work? What are the costs? How does it work? What about Effect 3? Ooh, look at Effect 3. Come on. That is sweet. Effect 4? Yeah. Effect 5? Ooh, look at that. A frame. Can you see the frame? Oh, ho, ho. Look at that one. Look at that. Ka-ching. So I think there's some... That is a nice one, isn't it? What about this mouse tilt? Whoa. I gotta say, right, look at that. You tilt and it... That's a bit crazy, isn't it? That's probably going a bit too far. What do you mean the custom button's not working? Do you mean for your height or your width, Interpret? What else have we got here? What else have we got? Advanced button. I'm not sure what the advanced button does. On-click event. Ooh! Guys, look at this. A button that might now enable some JavaScripting. Did you see that? On-click event. I mean, normally you do it in code snippets, but... Sorry. Does that suddenly change things? Isn't that, like, Crazy or what? Right, let me just yeah, alert hello. Countdown timer, that's going to be pretty bog standard, right? Yeah. Time units, okay. Strings, oh, okay. Not seeing anything major. That's Google Maps. Well, what's that going to do? Oh, you got to add Google Maps API, and then you can add your markers in, right? So once you've added Google Maps API, and you can click here to add it, you can then add markers. How many people here have wanted to add markers to a Google map? You'll be able to do it. Image button. Well, that will just be a button with an image. Progress bar. Yeah, okay. Yeah, progress bars. Yeah. There's only so much you can do with a progress bar, right? Before they all start to look the same. Testimonial. I'm not sure about that. I'm not liking the look of that. Template selector. Oh, okay. This is good. Template selector. Geordie Anderson. Let me give you a name. If you want to know how to get in touch with him, you know the video I did today for the text highlight tool? The last video, yeah. What Pixar just said, there's a link, yeah. So this could be quite cool, innit? You can, you can bring through one of your templates or something. So there's some, I mean, I'm not sure about that. Icon. That's just an icon, so what's going to be good about that? Oh, stroke effect. Right, got ya. So there we go. So if I do that, you could have the stroke effect for your icon. Right. So if I go here and I go for Mandalorian. That looks really ugly, doesn't it? But you get the stroke effect. Icon list. I think the difference here is with the icon, you now get the stroke effect. Can you see the stroke effect there? So you can now start to do, stroke effects, which I think, again, is a bit different. It's different, isn't it? And then we have the text highlight, which is what I did earlier. But then we have this, login. Right? Login. Look at this. A widget now, which probably gives us more features now to mess around with. Look at that. You can start to rearrange stuff. Additional options. Right? So now we can have a bit more flexibility with the login form. What else have we got? The register even. I'm not sure. I don't like that. Dual headings, advanced headings, and fancy headings. Let's add that. Dual heading. Well, that's just a dual heading, and then you modify the different styles and colors. Okay, I get that. You've got advanced headings. Design is a funny word, so subheading is hello. Oh, okay, and then look. Do you see that? So you now get a heading that's got all of them in. So you drop that in, you get your main header, your subheader, and your description. You also get a separator line. So you could have a line in, look at that. Look at that. All within one widget. And then you can start to mess around. It'd be nice if you could move that to go wherever you want, though. At the minute, it seems to only sit in one place. Right? Oh, no, here it is. Between heading and description. So you can have top, bottom, between heading and description. Okay. That's not a bad one. That's not bad. Let's now go to fancy heading. So that's just the animated one now, isn't it? That's not really doing anything much more than what you get with the animated one anyway. So I'm not seeing anything fancy there. So from what I can tell, it does not bloat Pixar. From what I can tell. But he is working on some stuff, and he's going to remove some of these and add some different ones. So he's working on it. Now, product category list. Okay. Let's go with a 5. Sorry, let me put it onto a 10 so you can see it. No, not a 10. 6. Show. Okay. So you can show descriptions, product counter. So that's something for I think that's good. You know, when you have a shop page, I think that's a good one. Product archive. What have we got here? No, I don't like that. Really don't like that. Special offer. I suppose if you got a special offer, you'd have that. I'm not sure, though. Some of these, I think, are still being worked on. Cart table. Okay, so you could have that as a sidebar. You could have that as a sidebar. Yeah, Dave, it's still in... The person is still working on this, so it's not... They're still working on it. But that could be a good sidebar, couldn't it? On your page. What about... empty cart redirect. Return to shop. Oh, okay. Return to shop, not bad. What about your cart total? So I think there's quite a lot of nice... I think for WooCommercing, this is quite good. Look at this. Billing, shipping, payment, coupon, checkout login, my account page. Ooh. Ooh. You know, there's some stuff you could probably do here on that. My account dashboard, my account login, there's quite a lot of stuff on here. I mean, this is pretty impressive. I mean, he's even got stuff like this, like thank you order details, product price, product. There's stuff on here, right? Product cross-sell, product video gallery, product stock. There's call for price. What's that? Call for price. Call for price. So what happens when you do that? Oh, call for price. Right, you call it to get the price. Duh. But I think there is some pretty neat stuff on here. I'm just want to what's order review? Yeah. So I'm just wondering here, but could you... Where's the checkout? Checkout payment. I'm wondering if you could build like a one page then that's got maybe a few items, and then you could literally just add it and buy it with the one page solution. Right, that's all I'm going to share about that, because we were just playing around there. But I think that's, when it's finished and complete, I agree. I think it could be a really cool plugin. So that was just a bit of a snippet. And you know what's really good about Geordie? He lives and breathes like Elementor stuff, right? So he's looking for stuff that's actually going to be super, super useful. Hey, by the way, don't forget to hit like. Make sure you like. If you're watching right now, you got to hit like, okay? So he's kind of starting to now create things that would actually, he would find useful for his day job in what he's doing. And that's why I'm liking this. A lot of plugins do flip cards and they do loads of funky stuff. And I sit there going, how often do any of you use a flip card in your website? How many? I don't have a flip card on my website, and I don't always like using it on client websites either. But loads of plugins, they're always doing flip cards, aren't they? They usually do team widgets all the time. You're like going, So to have something like this, which makes some stuff that you could do with CSS a lot easier, I think is really good. I have to say, though, this is the one that's got me the most excited. This one here, right? It's the toggle button. So we could turn it into an icon. So let's go for a bar. Not bar. Yeah, bars like that. Let's get rid of the wording. Oh, it doesn't work. Ooh, this might be where he's got a bit of a bug then. So you'll have to do something with the padding there. It's a bit weird. It doesn't. Oh no, that's that, isn't it? It's the toggle button. Here we go. Get rid of the padding. There we go. Right. So you'd have to kind of just, you know, let's go with 10, and then take off from the right like that. But this is the one I think I like the most, because if this can now start to bring through, this is literally like, I mean, in a way, you probably still want to do a template for your menu, because you are going to be limited as to what you can add into here. You know, so if you go here and you go to the content, you are a little bit limited, but you could create separate templates, but it does a lot of the hard work for you. So I think when Geordie gets, hey Mark, when Geordie gets this plugin done and dusted and out there, I think it's definitely going to be one I'll review properly, and hopefully we'll get out there. Yeah, glad to hear that, Pixar. I'm not a fan of flipping cards. Dave, I just read that you're off to the swimming pool. No news, Dennis. No news still. Remember, they've got to go alpha to beta to final. And the fact that we're not even on beta makes me go, it might be next year. Right, so Indapre, okay. I want you to kind of like chip in now, right? So if I go in and I drop in a image, right? Like that. Like that. I drop in an image. Are you saying this is not visible, custom? So Indapre, are you saying this is not visible, custom? Are you saying this is not visible? Are you using the Elementor image widget or another plugin? Yeah, go Jimmy, shoot your question. Which feature annoys me the most on a website? Okay, let me think about this. That's an interesting one. Jimmy's question, what feature annoys me the most on a website? That's an interesting one, that is. Do you know what, Dennis? I think you're right, Dennis. Pop-up chat widgets. Actually, I've got three. Pop-ups that kind of hit you straight away can annoy me. Pop-up chat widgets annoy me. And cookie consents. So my number one, right, is cookie consents, okay? Yes, Jimmy, I don't like that either. Because you know what? They probably bought it 2 years ago. And it goes, Jimmy just bought this plugin for $500. I don't care. I don't know this person. Why do I care what they bought? It's like saying, Jimmy just went to the toilet. Did you? But, you know, whatever. Yeah, I mean, something I've spoken about Pigstar before, where a lot of websites, they kind of use Lottie images, or you know, the Lottie, the 3D image, the isometric one, whatever. So Inderpreet, back to you, right? Where you're saying this is not working, have you got any other plugins activated that, like any other add-ons? And back to Jimmy as well. Sorry, Pigstar. You know the websites that have the Lottie image, where it's that isometric, whatever you want to call it, 3D image of a person they're working. They are becoming so common that they just look rubbish. Elementor add-ons. What happens if you disable it? What happens if you disable the add-on Interpret? And some websites, they have a very the layout is very like image text, image text, image text. They kind of go like that. It's like a commonality. So I got a video coming out on Friday, which will be let me get it. So it's basically where I'm gonna show you how to create this hero banner, right? But this entire hero banner is one section and one column. Not Flexbox containers, one section, one column. And I just want to show how you can do that. Just be a bit different with a bit of scrolling effects going on as well. But that video comes out on Friday. It's recorded and edited. Just needs to be uploaded. Because I think if you get your head around that, it makes the transition to Flexbox containers a little bit easier as well. Yeah, Dennis, I don't like that. You know, yeah, chat widgets that keep... Yeah. They can be super annoying. I'm treating myself with dark chocolate. Ding, ding, ding. 80% cocoa. 80% cocoa? Yeah, 80% cocoa. If I had to be a plugin, which one would it be? My plugin would be, that's a great question, that. If I had to be a plugin, what would I be? That's a weird question. I don't know. Cheers, Andrew. What is Ghirardelli? Is that a company name? I'm just reading what you've written there, Andrew. Orange text, navigation over hero images, but images vary in colour. Oh, right, you mean you got orange text over the images. Right, I get it. So the image, yeah, you're not getting the contrast. In that scenario, can you maybe add a bit of a blur behind the background? Let me show you what I mean. Right. So let's go over to here. Right. Let's add in a background image. Let's go for something like that. Okay. Let's just go for something like that. Right. So we've got an image. Let's now add in a nav menu. Like that. Does that add? Yep. And let's make the style of it be a orangey colour. Like... I don't know, something like that. Yeah? So you got something like that, okay? And it's visible, but it's not looking great. Okay, it's not looking great. So I would go over and I would go to the Advanced tab. Okay, I would go to, say, background. Oh, no, hold on. I wouldn't do background. Hold on. Not box shadow. No, hold on. What would I do? I would do... Yeah, I would do that, yeah. So what I would do is I would go to gradient, okay. I would, let me just pick two strong colours just so I can see it properly, right? By the way, also I would make the layout be a custom, like that, you know, and then position it accordingly, horizontal end, right? I would go to advanced, I'd go to background, I'd get that effect. I'm going to change it. I'm going to shift the color, okay? I'd go to radial like that. I would then get rid of this red color, okay, something like that. And I would start to drop. That's probably not going to work very well, I think. I think what I'm doing is not going to work very well. No, I'm not. No, that's not going to work very well. I'm gonna scratch my head. I'm gonna scratch that one off. I mean, you could also do like a frosted effect. Oh, Pigstar said that CSS.glass. Yes, so you could do. It's kind of what I was just about to say. Then the frosted effect. So let me just. So let me just get the video for. So you could, if you want, do. You could do. Come on. Skip ads. So you know you could go for the. So you could go with the frosted effect like that. You know that effect there. Oops, sorry, the frosted effect. In fact, I'm going to just recommend you watch that video. Okay, so I'm going to say Andrew. And you can modify it to kind of... you can modify it a bit to not have the solid edges like I had in that video. Because I think in that video I added a bit of a white somewhere so that you got the... That's it, glassmorphism. I call it... I don't know why I call it frosted. Hey, Mike, how are you? So you could do that. You could have a look at that. That might help you. That effect I was doing with the radial can work really well when you just have one word. But when you have like a navigation menu, it didn't work well, did it? Because it was focusing in the middle, and the edges ones, the peripheries, were losing that radial blur effect. So I think that it's yeah, you can get that to work for you. Ah, cool, Mike. What video are you working on? What's your video about? Tell us more. We want to know, what's your video about? Right on, Andrew. Just got to check some messages that have come on. Sorry, I just got to reply to a message here. Sorry, getting peanuts all over me. Ah, new web show. And what's the so when you say new web show, is this going to be what's your topic? Is it just Elementor? Is it WordPress? Is it like CSS? What's the spin on your video show? I think I need to do an updated video on page speed insights with some other methods as well that I'm going to be playing around with. So there's someone who asked a question about their website, and I realised that my answer, I probably need to elaborate a bit more. It's to do with the you know, the render blocking resources thing you get on page speed insight. There's some solutions for that, and I think I need to do a video one day on what is the issue and how do you sort it out. Do you know something? I'm not feeling too good today because right now I've only burned. Can you see that? Can you see my... You probably can't even see it. I can't even do my arm properly. I can't do it this properly, can I? Can you see that? I've only done 81 minutes of activity today and 386 calories. That's rubbish. I should be hitting well over 500 calories burned after 81 minutes. I've been a bit too leisurely when I was on the bike earlier editing the video. Cycling. I need to pick up the gear. So Autoptimize is a good one for render blocking resources, Dennis. WP Rocket as well, but Autoptimize I have found has been pretty good. I mean, I don't mess around with the theme or the functions or PHP. I don't like to mess around with stuff like that at all. But you can do stuff to help you out. What Ben said there, if it's Divi, banish it. Oh, I got you. Okay. And are you using any tools for your video intros like Canva or something else? Right, so Dennis, Autoptimize can slow down your website if... Depends on what settings you've clicked. Depends on what settings you have clicked and activated. And other plugins as well. Okay, Premiere Pro, cool. And I always say, though, that it's good to have asset cleanup as well. What I will say though, okay, is what is your speed? What is your speed though, Dennis, for your website? What is your mobile page speed? Because if your mobile page speed is over 80, there comes a point when you can sometimes say, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. In fact, it's good. It's better than okay. 68, ooh. So, Dennis, I am not going to share it online. I am not going to share your website online. But can you email me your URL? Free of charge, email me your URL. I want to look at it. I'm not going to share it on screen. I might talk about it, but I won't share it on screen. I just want to see your page speed. You're saying 68, but I just want to have a look at it. I just want to get a feeling for what the main issues are. Because often, it doesn't matter what you do in the back end. It doesn't matter what you do, how much hard work you put in. If your front end has got, I'm not saying you have though, by the way, but if you've got videos and slideshows and animations galore, no matter what you do on the back end, your speed score is never going to get super high because of the content. Why don't I feel well? Well, I don't feel well because I've only burned 387 calories. I always like to know that when I hit midday, I've hit 500. And then when I get to about by 7, 8 p.m., I want to be hitting 1,000 burned activities. And I feel like when I end this live chat, okay, eventually, I'm going to jump on that bike for an hour and I'll be working, but I am going to be pedaling hard. Pedaling like I've never pedaled before. So my routine is in the morning, I drop my son off at school and I go for a bit of a walk. It's my thinking time. I like to think about work and what I'm doing as I take a long way home. I normally, by the time I get back to my desk here, I should have burned close to 150 calories. Then I do a bit of work. And then 1 hour before the live chat, I jump onto my bike for an hour. And I'm pedaling and cycling on my indoor cycle as I'm working. And normally, I like to be hitting 500 calories. I'm burning calories while sat here, by the way. Right? Burning calories anyway. But I like to do that. And then I'll go and pick my son up from school. So there'll be about 70, 80 burned there. And then I'll try and make sure, well, after the live chat, I jump back on. So hopefully I hit another 250, 300. That should then get me up to 800. And then you kind of do a bit more here and there. So you should be heading towards the 1,000 mark. Now, sorry that you're all hearing this, everyone. Now if I jump on the bike, I might, by the time I go to pick my son up, I might be on 650. That means I'm 150 below where I should have been. And I don't feel good when that happens. I don't like it. Mainly because you're sat at your desk and you're eating. Or you're having a snack here and there. I've just got to get up and move. It's just the way I am. Yeah, so Dennis, if you're still there, please do email me. I haven't had an email from you, but if you don't want to do it, fine. You don't have to, but I would love to just have a quick look. I am, Mark. I am. I tell you what, though, okay. I've been doing loads more workouts on the weight thing. And my arms are getting bigger and all of that. And even though when you do more weight training and all of that, your weight goes up. The minute I see my scales on my weigh machine go up, I'm like, no. You know, I'm one of those people that we know when they put their jeans on. Who else here does this? You put your jeans on, and as you put the button on, you know how much gap there is from the from the jeans to your waist. You know if there's a bit of gap. And you're always looking for that gap to get bigger or whatever. The minute you see that gap from the when you put the button to where your waist is shrunk, bad news. Bad news, Dr. Brown. Bad news. But yeah, just like to stay active because I don't, other than taking my son out or picking him up, I don't go out a lot anymore. And I don't mind that because there's always something for me to do, but I don't go out a lot. I'm as boring as a corpse. So I've just pointed out a few things to Geordie, but yeah, like he said, that plugin, he's on some of those widgets I showed you he's going to take off and some new ones he's going to add. So I'm interested in I'm really intrigued by Static. I'm really intrigued by exactly what does that mean? Because you got Elementor Cloud, right? What does Static mean? What is the... Yeah, Mike, I'm waiting for him to... I'm waiting for Dennis to email me because I want to get an idea of why is his score low. But Static hosting with Elementor, what does this mean? In fact, is there anything on the Elementor group? Has anyone checked? Is there anything on the actual Elementor group? Is there anything on? Has anything been posted? I don't think it has yet, has it? Let's go to the Elementor group. That's weird. Why can't I not see the Elementor group? Oh, there it is. Right, so Static. Is there anything on there? Ah, yes, here we go. Elementor welcomes Static to the family. So let's just let's have a read. Should we have a read of it together? Let's have a read. So Static becomes part of Elementor, Tech and People. We'll continue to make sure the best possible WordPress. So we have an announcement post. Ah, the full announcement post. Let me just see what the comments say. Congratulate. Ooh. Now here's the bit I was really intrigued about, and here's the bit I was kind of this is the bit I was kind of wanting to understand a bit more. So it's $250 for 3 websites. So come on then, what's your thoughts with that? Talk to me. So Elementor acquires Static. Pop up. Go away, you pop up. Lovely photo. Lovely photo. I feel like we need more details. We need more details, right? We need more details. But someone wrote $250 for 3 websites. That's quite a big cost. Time management, web design. What you got to do, what you have to do, okay, is when you wake up, Ben, have a think about what are you going to achieve today? What are you going to achieve today, Ben? And I don't just mean websites, I mean in your life. Are you taking your kids to school or what? Shopping? Are you going to buy something? Are you going to research something? Are you designing a logo, working on a website, looking at a plugin? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing with your home? Are you decorating? Are you talking to someone? Do you have to have a phone call, a meeting, a video call? What do you want to achieve today? So even though you've said it took you 3 hours, if that 3 hours did not impact anything else for the day, I could argue and say, well, fine. If you were happy to spend 3 hours, fine. However, if in your day you've only got 10 hours in the day to do what you want to do because the other time is sleep and other stuff, and you spent 3 hours and you've got 10 other things and you've only got 7 hours left, think about, should you have spent 3 hours on it? And I think that's why you've got to kind of, you kind of know. So I say it's okay, but also you got to kind of go, that's it, right? And I would say that sometimes you could, if you want, do it and then don't look at it again until tomorrow. Because if you look at it again tonight or tomorrow, because you've had a gap from working on it, you'll see it differently. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, this looks awesome. And then when you look at it, you go, actually, it doesn't look awesome at all. Let me just shut my mailbox down in case it got lost somewhere there, Dennis. It's not come through yet. Let me just check the spam. Yeah, it's not come through. It's not come through. You did do info@websquadron.co.uk, didn't you, Dennis? Just double check you got the right address in. So it's one of the things you learn when you write a book. You write a book, you write a chapter or whatever. Don't sit there editing. Just get it done. Think less, do more. No, think less, write more. Right? Just get it done. Then you come back to review it, and then you can kind of refine it. Yeah, and I say that sometimes all I need is like 4 or 5 hours away from it, and when I look at it, it's like web pages. You know when you do your own website or a client, and you do a hero banner or a page, and then you have a day away from it, and you go back to it, and you go, whoa, what is this monstrosity? Who did this? Oh, I did it. Oh, okay, let's edit it. But I when it comes to time management, I kind of go, right, what do I want to get done? What do I want to what do I want to just make sure it's off the plate? It's not dragging till tomorrow, you know? So I have a magnetic board over there and I put stuff on, I make notes in here and I just go, right. And I tell you what, you know when you take off a task, when you're crossing it off or getting rid of a magnet, it feels so good. It feels awesome. Okay, cool. So I got your website, Dennis. Okay. I got your website. Before I do the page speed score, I am just going to quickly tell you. So before I do anything, I do notice a slight wobble, a very temporary wobble. Sorry. I do notice a slight wobble in the font, ever so slight. So one thing I will say to you, okay, no matter what you do, if you have a cookie consent thing that hits your page speed, sometimes up to 20-25%. Did you know that? The cookie consent is like, yeah, ever so slightly CLS, Janice, but I'll come back onto that in a moment. I'll come back onto that, right? So just stay with me on this, right? But if you've got cookie consent, that can hit you 20 to 25%. It's the worst thing ever. You would have thought that, I don't know why, but all of these plugins that do cookie consent, they don't make it any better for you in terms of, right. So I'm not going to share the website, but you are 64%, 68, 64, let it go. Right. So some of the things you're not doing at the moment is you're not preloading your fonts. So I don't think you've preloaded all of your fonts, okay? And I don't, yeah. So just make sure you've preloaded your fonts. Preload your fonts. Definitely do that, okay? You've also got a you got some sort of transition effect. Even though you got OMGF installed, you know, in the video I did, I kind of talk about how you can still preload them, and how with auto-optimize and asset cleanup. In asset cleanup, there's the setting to preload your fonts. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let me show you. Hey, Matt, how are you? Right, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me just go to auto-optimize, right? Right. So in auto-optimize, let me just check. Yeah, it's not in auto-optimize, it's in asset cleanup. I've forgotten where I did it. So in asset cleanup, right, if I go to settings, right, so asset cleanup, settings, can you see down here you have Google Fonts and local fonts? So in Google Fonts, I've loaded this one in, okay, because that's coming from GStatic, right? So even though it's got a custom font, I've preloaded it again. And then over here, local fonts, I've then pulled through this one again. Over here it is, that one there. So you can pull them through. Okay, so asset cleanup down here, local fonts. I would still pull it through, right? So make sure you're still doing that. But then still preload them. You can still put the address in, because let me show you over here. Let me show you, right? So this is your website score, right? See down here, text remains visible during web font load. Look, see these? Right, look at that. That is, I would preload those. So these are your custom, right? In asset cleanup, local, stick them in. Stick these in. They're still coming up. Minify header. I don't know about this plugin here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that plugin. That's a tiny bit of an effect. And again here, look, you got minify header, widget icon box. This jQuery min. You see this one here, jQuery min. Let me just go over here to, where is it? Auto-optimize. Right, let me show you something. Can you see down here on auto-optimize JavaScript? Over here. In there, you will have this, jQuery min. jQuery min will be here. You need to delete it. I explained that in the video. I say delete it from there. Because what's happening is, if you've got it here, it does not, auto-optimize doesn't touch it. My recommendation is this here is going to be here. Delete it. Just like down here, I say make sure that WP content uploads is deleted as well. So you got to get rid of those, all right? Now, the other slight problem you've got, and I'm just running another test somewhere else, is you've got a bit of cumulative shift. So I'm just going to come back to you on that in a moment. Just wait a minute. So OMGF is a solution, but it's not. I don't use OMGF now anymore. I've put it on there, but I don't even use that anymore. So I'm just running another test as well for you. And this is for the cumulative, the CLS one. And I'll explain what's happening. That CLS, I guarantee you, is due to your web font. I guarantee you it's due to your web font, and I'm going to prove it in a moment. Okay, I'm just waiting for something to run, and then it will generate something for me. But yeah, in Auto-Optimize, make sure you go over here to JavaScript options, and here you will see this jQuery min. Delete it from here. All right, delete it from there. I never understand why they even include that, to be honest. In fact, here's the settings I use, all right, for Auto-Optimize. Optimize JavaScript. I don't aggregate the files, all right? Untick anything there. I don't do that. Down here, Optimize. I do not aggregate. I don't do any inline. That. And then you tick those over here with the images. I lazy load images except the first three. In the extra, ka-chink, I remove Google Fonts. Remove Google Fonts. And then I use I preload the E icon because sometimes you need that. And in Asset Cleanup, I preload my fonts in again. So you got to do all of that, right? You do all of that. I'm still waiting for something to run. It's taking ages. It's taking ages. Come on, run quicker. Just got an email from a customer. Right, just got a client who's he's having a problem with his images. Let me just check a client. But yeah, I still do want to show. There's one thing I still want to do, but I'm just waiting for it to run. Is Auto-Optimize going to conflict with WP? Yes, it will. I only add WP Optimize when I need to do a database cleanup. I add it, I run the first tab, takes about 5 minutes, and when it's run, I then remove the plugin. I don't just deactivate, I delete it. I get rid of it. I don't want to have it there. I only have it. Even with Asset Cleanup, you got to make sure that with I only use Asset Cleanup to stop. Let me show you, right? Let me show you, okay? So if I go back to Asset Cleanup, right? So let's go to Asset Cleanup. Let's go to Settings. So let's go to the home page, right? Here's my home page, right? Asset Cleanup. Let me show you. I'm not loading the membership plugin because it doesn't need to be activated on the home page. I'm not loading over here. I think that's it, actually. That's all I had it on. Yeah, there's no WooCommerce on here. But if I had WooCommerce on here as well, I wouldn't be loading any of the WooCommerce stuff either. Because all of that stuff, hey Catherine, all of that stuff can hit your page speed score. But if you've got WordPress Optimize, make sure if you use it and get rid of it. Asset Cleanup, none of the CSS, JavaScript, minification, none of that is activated on here. Because if you activate it on Asset Cleanup and you've got Auto-Optimize, you have got conflict. They're not going to work well at all. I prefer Asset Cleanup because it's just drop dead easy to use. Right. Yeah, so Stratic, Catherine. I mean, I still want to get a bit more info. I'm still trying to get my head round it. Because you got Elemental Cloud, and then we got the Stratic. Someone on the community has said $250 for 3 websites. That is expensive. But what exactly, you know, I need more info. I need more info. I need more info. Right, so, Dennis, if you are still there, I am now using webpagetest.org. Webpagetest.org. Right? This is now going to play a video of your website as it renders, okay? Right. So what I'm looking for is, can you see here? Can everyone watch this? Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Right, look at the screen. Look at the wording here. Watch the wording. There. Can you see it? Can you see the switch? Look at this current weather situation. Look at it. Watch this. Do you see the switch? So you got to preload your fonts. That is your cumulative layout shift right there. There's your shift, right? It's not the cookies box. It's there. It's that bit there. It's going boom, right? It's not preloaded. So you're getting this shift occur there. There's your shift. It affects the box at the top. It affects the current weather situation. And it affects the number down below as well. See that? So you got to preload there. Exactly. The fonts, they're getting replaced. They're switching. So you got to preload in asset cleanup, like I just said. Ka-ching! So if you ever get a CLS problem, right, go to this website. Here we go. Right, go to this website, webpagetest.org. You put in your address. Ka-ching! You hit start test. It can take a minute, 5 minutes. Just let it do it. And then you have the option to watch a film strip video. You play the video and then you basically just go through it slowly and you'll see the point where maybe an image comes and it goes bloop, or the words come in and go bloop, or something like that. Okay? Tricks of the trade, right? Tricks of the trade. Exactly. CLS, web page test. So whenever I get it on my site or a client's site, I run it through there and I can instantly see, it's the font, it's the image, it's this, it's that. In fact, let me give you the web address here. Right, that one there. And it's a good one. I mean, I still use Page Speed Insights. You still got to use Page Speed Insights if you want to, get your page speed score because of the detail you get. So the only time I use this website is when I want to check the CLS. This website is only good for CLS. The other thing this website is good for, though, in fact, it is just CLS. I don't want to kid you. It's rubbish at everything else, but CLS, super, super good. So I strongly recommend you use that. Right. So go and work on your fonts. Go, remove that jQuery min from Auto-Optimize. Preload your fonts. Bear in mind, though, that your cookie thing will affect your font. But you did also have this other plugin that you're using called WPO Minify. Was that WordPress Optimize, though? WPO. That's probably WordPress Optimize, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, Mike. What is your question? Catherine, what's your view? I don't feel like I have enough knowledge at the moment about Stratic. Or what does it mean? Because look, we're told there's an announcement post, right? I've gone and looked at the announcement post, and I'm going, all this does is tell me about it tells me about when they met, how long they've known each other. But what does it... It doesn't tell me what exactly... It does seem big, but I feel like, what does this mean? Give me the bigger picture. Give me the bigger picture of what you're aiming to achieve. What is the bigger picture here? Can anyone else see the bigger picture? Because I'm not seeing the bigger picture. Maybe it's just me. So Matt, he's got a header with a top bar for social media icons and an email, which is an icon box. But for some reason on mobile, the icon is aligned vertically to me. You just use some top bottom margining then. Check your column. Is your column in the middle alignment? But then also just do a bit of margin adjustment. It is Pixstar. It is, but I'm going, you got Elementor Cloud, right? Then you'll have this. What goes where? What fits where? You know? Because this is a WordPress static hosting solution. But what does it mean? So if I'm with SiteGround and I'm not with Elementor Cloud, how is static going to help me? That's what I'm trying to get at. What is... I was expecting... I have to be honest. I was expecting more out of that post. It told me more about how they met. I was like, I don't really care about how you met. I want to know more about... What does this mean for Elementor Cloud users? Anyone else who uses GoDaddy, SiteGround, whatever, right? Kinsta, whatever. What does it mean? What is the vavavoom? What is that? Where's the... Ah, right. I think I had... Yeah, everything is better than... Tell me about it, Dennis, right? Hold on. Icon. Didn't I have a video? I think... Stop. Well, sorry. Right. Matt, try that. Try that, Matt. Try that. Try that, Matt. Try that. Try that code. If you're still there, Matt, try that code. So what's your niche for me, Jimmy? Yep, Jimmy, stick it on Facebook. Stick it on Facebook, all right? Privately, okay? Stick it on Facebook. So I'm just checking something there, an email I got, and I'm just not sure what they mean. I get a lot of emails from people that do say, "Oh yeah, They want me to do videos for them, but you can clearly tell it's a spam account. And I've now got to a point where when I reply back to them, I reply back with 2 words. First word is 4 letters. The second word is 3 letters. That shouldn't take too long to work out what I'm telling them. And it's very harsh and unprofessional, but quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care. Very, very clever, Matt. First word starts with F. Yes. Yes. Wow. This is like Wheel of Fortune, isn't it? You're on a roll now, Jimmy. You're on a roll. If you get the second letter of the fine yes. No, Matt, you missed what Jimmy said. The second word stands with O. Yes, Pickstar. You win the star prize. You win a holiday. You win a holiday. You get to be a lifelong subscriber of Jim Fahad. You could have won, Jimmy, but Pickstar kind of was straight in there. Straight in there. Well, great work there, Matt. Now all you got to do is just kind of see how it goes now, right? You just got to see how it goes. You got to kind of just got to check that I don't get charged for anything here. Yeah, I shouldn't do. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, what, Mike? Were you watching this in retro? Oh dear, Mike, you were watching this in retro. That is one annoying thing I do think about YouTube. You can click onto it and it might put you at the beginning of the video. So you might ask a question and I answer it 20 minutes later. Right? That's what you got to do, Matt. Anywhere you go, if you're unsure, you ask the questions. So back to Static. We really need some sort of full-blown explanation, don't we? Because I think when you do a big announcement like this and you stick it on LinkedIn and Facebook and other places, you got the Elementor Cloud people, you got people that use other hosting providers that use Elementor and WordPress. What does this mean? And how expensive is it? Someone on Facebook said $250 for 3 websites. What the heck? What the heck? Right? Surely, I don't know. Surely, I mean, what does this mean? Yeah, what do we need? What does this mean? Is this all included within Elementor Pro? I don't know. You know? I mean, that's what I mean, though. $45 a month. Exactly, Catherine. I mean, it's like... I mean, I have to say, okay, I love Elementor. You know that, right? I love Elementor. But the biggest chunk of text in here, right? The biggest paragraphs or block of text is about how they met. I need more than that. I don't care. 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 I need more. Loads more. Nice one, Pixar. Redefining. Yes, and that's the other thing. What I need to know is, you know, this is what you had before, and this is what you get now. Before, now. What's the difference? What is the difference? Hopefully, very soon, we will get a load more info. For sure. For sure. I've just got to send a quick screenshot to someone. So a client had a problem with their blog website, but I've just said to them, did you purge your website? And I've just purged it and the problem is sorted. A wall when you paint. Yeah. What's your question? By the way, Mike. Whoops. By the way, Mike, you don't have to say you got a question. Just ask it. Honestly, you can ask anything you want here. Take care, Dennis. I hope those tips and hints I've given you help you. Preload your fonts, remove the JS min whatever from auto-optimize. Make sure you preload with asset cleanup. Hopefully that sorts out some of your issues, okay? Well, I hope so anyway. It might not. But I hope that sorts out some of your issues. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just zipping up there. No, don't worry, Mike. You can ask. The worst thing that can happen is that we don't answer. So how would I do a pitch for offering services? When you pitch your services, you have to kind of understand what the problem is. So for instance, when I get emails where people go, hey, we can improve your SEO. We can do this. Hey, we can do that. I'm like, I haven't got a problem with that. I don't care. If someone came in and went, hey, we can wallpaper your wall. I can wallpaper myself, so I don't care. And oh yeah, let us know what they said, Matt. So for me, it's like if you're, hold on, just check what Matt says. Okay, maybe it's something that's happened in a recent update then. Maybe it's a recent update. Because I know that code used to work for me a while ago. Back to Matt. So, Mike, not Matt, Mike. If I'm speaking to a client or someone who I know has a problem on their website, brand new website, makeover, it looks ugly, doesn't work, not converting, page speed score is rubbish, performance slow, Google rankings are atrocious, they ain't got keywords and all of that, I will pitch the services to solve that problem. And when I know they're interested and they're listening, then when you then write up how you're gonna help them and what the cost is, then you add in, and here are some extras which might be good for you, but you don't have to go for them. It's up to you. And then you add in all the other stuff which you do, but you didn't need to talk to them about because their problem was not that. But you can tell them. But it's more about what was the problem they had, right? So if I was doing my front garden and I was trying to do like block paving or a design and I couldn't get it right and someone saw me struggling, they might come over and say, hey, we can help you out with that. We know exactly what to do. They've got my attention. Then they might say, oh, and if you want, we could do something in your back garden too, but that's only if you want. They've got my attention. Yeah? Yeah, take care, Pixar. I'm actually going to go over. I'm actually going to close off. I'm actually going to close off in 2 minutes as well, because I need to jump on my bike. Yeah, exactly. Don't give them too much info. Don't tell them exactly how you do it. So if their page speed performance is bad, I'll mention it's to do with your fonts, your images, and your optimization. We can sort that out. So I've given them a hint, but I never told them what we're going to do, right? Like with Dennis, we walked him through a bit, didn't we, with what solutions and where he needs to improve. We did it online. With the client, I won't tell them everything, but you lure them in. You give them enough to know that you know what you're talking about. Yes, Andrew, take care playing with Bertha. Don't use up all your words. Well, keep that code safe, Matt. All right, keep it safe. Okay, everyone, I'm actually going to... And by the way, Jimmy, I need to just read your message, all right? I'm actually going to shoot off now as well. I need to jump on my bike. I need to cycle hard, like really hard, and just pick up some other solutions and stuff like that. But yeah, Mike, address the issue, offer the solution without too much detail, pricing, and then any other additional stuff you could do. You let them know. You let them know the cost. You let them know the time. You let them know this is for 1 day or whatever, right? Let them know, okay? But you don't bullet point exactly what you do, because they'll just go to Fiverr and go, right, I want all this done. And Fiverr will be like, yeah, we'll do it for $5. Psh. No, don't spell out everything, because they'll just take the bullets and run. All right, everyone. Take care. You know I love having you all here. It's always good fun. Look after yourselves. I'm going to jump on the bike and start sweating now. Trust me, when I get off that bike, my backside and on my jeans are going to be sweating bucket loads of water. I'm going to have a wet backside after I get off that bike. Take it easy, everyone. Else, hey, Unlock Lord, I'm about to sign off now. Watch the replay, but I'm about to sign off now, okay? George is probably either working or eating or just watching YouTube videos. Take care, everyone. See you soon. I'm off to go get my backside wet on the bike. Bye. Goodbye.